Greetings from the farm. Hope you're doing well and thanks for coming back to the Mondo Farms channel. My name is Chisha Folotia and this is the site of a happy farmer. Remember that last video when we were doing all the land clearing, there were TLBs all over the place and lots of noise and earth pushing? This is what it was all for. I'm standing at Jerusalem and this is a field of soya beans. I haven't really told you about the soya beans, have I? Stay with us and see what I'm talking about. So this is one of our fields. We call it Jerusalem and it is at Eastgate. And this is what we planted here as we started. On our farm, we always baptize the new crops, virgin ground, with a legume. And there's no finer legume than one called soya beans. So this is what we're seeing here. Now, you'll notice a couple of interesting things here. A couple of guys coming back. We're about to have a staff meeting for the workers here at the farm, so that's some issues. But that's another story for another day. And you'll notice something interesting happening here is that there's different colors of the soya beans. You can see light green, dark green, very good growth over there. And then here, it just basically looks a bit weird. There was a road there. And when we had to reorganize the farm, this is one of the things that happened. Let's have a closer look at some of the very beautifully well-grown soya beans that has flowered well and is podding and it's doing all the things that soya beans do. So here's our crop poster for this particular block. Soya beans, variety Pan 1867, early maturity, planted around Christmas. And today being the, what is this today, the 17th of Feb, it's really matured quite well. So getting closer to this particular batch here, it's beautiful. It's dark green. You know those WhatsApp groups, right? Lots of WhatsApp groups where people show what they're doing and show you lines and lines of crops. Well, finally, I get to be able to do that. Not that I'm a show-off, but once in a while it's good to show a little bit of success because farming is hard. Farming is really hard. I was saying to someone this morning that farming is not for the faint-hearted. But every once in a while you get a site like this and you walk inside a field of soya beans like this. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how soya beans at this stage is supposed to look. So at least we were happy here. Looking at things like the row spacing, the spacing here we used 60 centimeters and we planted it just sort of manually. We haven't got the planter or anything yet. So we just sort of planted it quite manually. Here's another big beautiful batch of soya beans as they are growing nicely. We're seeing lots of flowers and this is the time when we shall be getting into podding and then we shall get the pods and then we get the beans coming through. So coming across the road, I can get a better view of the one on this side. Virgin land would have had grass and trees and shrubs there, and you saw the TLBs clearing it November into December. And this is what it was all for. We now have another 1 hectare or so here at Jerusalem that we're going to be able to plant some other veg on later on in the year. But during rainy season, during the summer rains, we plant soya beans. So, as I said, we use 60 centimeter spacing, and in row we basically just drill the seeds. So the plants grow as they grow. You can see a lot of differences, especially if you look over there. See, a lot of differences in the growth, and that's because of the natural ground that was there underneath. So a very, very, very quick look at a soya beans crop that we have here at Jerusalem. The year is long. It has many seasons, and you do different things on the farm at different seasons. And right now we're in sort of the midish of February, and we're enjoying the rains. And the soya beans has got many advantages. One, it's a good cash crop. There's a good market for soya beans with all the things that we use soya beans for. And also, it's a legume that's going to open up these fields, and later on in the year we can actually come and plant some other vegetable here on this field. It's been our first year of planting soya beans actually here at Mondo Farms Winterthorn, and so far it's gone quite well. A lot of differences in the different crops, different places on the field that we actually saw, but I think we're happy at least with this virgin crop and what's happened in. Here on the Mondo Farms channel, we love it when you join us and you share our unique farming journey that we're doing here on the outskirts of Chongwe. Like the video, that's the thumbs up button. Please take if you can. The more we get, the more the algorithm gives us some respect, which we like. Thanks, Google. And also comment, tell us about your own experiences with farming, or ask us a couple of questions. And also subscribe to the channel so that each and every time a new video is released, you can be informed and you'll find it waiting for you on YouTube. So I've now come down to Riverside 1, dropping down from up there. The place is so different. Some of you may remember Riverside 1 is where we had a lot of our main crop of onions during the winter. But now it's summer, so we've got to replenish the soil. And of course, as we've been saying on this program, our main source of replenishment comes from legumes. Soil replenishment, should I say, comes from legumes. And I am standing proudly in a sea of soya beans. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to turn around. So we have some soya beans up at Jerusalem, down up at Eastgate. We have some here at Riverside 1. We have some at Riverside 4 as well, over that way, which is where the cucumbers and the watermelons and stuff were during the summer as well. And we have a new piece of land up at Kennedy near Westgate. And we've also got some soybeans, but they've got some very interesting issues happening there. But here at Riverside 1 is probably, I would say, our most successful soybean crop. So let's take another quick look at it. Yeah. Farming, so full of ups and downs, and every once in a while you get an up like this. Nice, strong, healthy soybeans. Now, of course, it does help that this is not virgin land, and it's been land that's been farmed quite intensively over the last couple of years. A couple of years ago, let me give a bit of quick history. A couple of years ago, there was some maize here, and then for the summer, that would have been 19 into 20, and then in winter of 20 we put in some cabbage, and then the summer of 20 we had maize again. The winter of 21, if that's correct, I'm sorry if I'm missing the numbers, we had onion down here, and then the now with this summer of 21 into 22 we have got this beautiful soya beans that you can see down here. As you remember, the Chongo River is actually just behind these very overgrown bushes here, and our beautiful musango trees are visible in the valley. So this is part of our soya crop for this 2021 into 22. Our first time to grow soya, and yeah, it's looking good. Looking very good. I always dreamed about growing soybeans, but now we've actually done it, and done it quite well. What have we been doing here? Of course, soybeans is one of those crops that doesn't take a lot of fertilizing, because being a legume, it actually fertilizes the soil itself. But after you put in the basil, which is the soy mix A, in our case, ETG soy mix A, and then just before podding, we come and put in the soya oomph. And then of course we also spray with a couple of what we refer to here at our farm as boosters, which are things like plant catalyst, which we get from AgriFocus, as well as recently just put in another foliar in here we got from AgriFocus last week, which was called Ruby Glow. So the crop is doing extremely well. A little bit more views of the soya beans down here at Riverside 1. This is a place I stand and take a picture. I've been standing and taking a picture here for years and years and years, and one day I'll probably do some sort of video or presentation of this place as it looks every single year with different crops in it. You can always tell that particular tree, that one there, that one there, this is standing at the same place down here at Riverside. Ooh, the money shot, the marketing shot. Let me come down and snap a few from here as well. Whatever. Taking a closer look at the actual soya bean plants themselves, we are now flowering. That's where we are. So when we get closer, you start seeing the flowers. So here's some soya bean flowers, and these will become the actual fruits, pods. Podding is what they call it in beans. So that will be happening in the next few days or so. So as you move around, you start seeing some great flowers. And as you know from your biology, flowers are fertilized, and that becomes the fruit, which is what we normally eat anyway, because we humans are weird like that. Beautiful view of soya beans down here on Riverside 1. So it's been great having you along for this very quick look at our soya bean, some of our soya bean crops here at Mondo Farms Winterthorn for the summer of 21 into 22. Soya beans is a crop that we hadn't planted before, and we put it in two areas. One was places like this here at Riverside 1, which was a place that has been heavily farmed before, and it's got very good soil, and as you can see, it's looking amazing. Then we also planted it in some of the virgin land that we had actually opened up November, December with the TLBs, and that will help to enrich the soil for other crops later on in the year, because we are a vegetable farm here at Winterthorn. Thank you very much for joining us. Please like the video if you can, as I was saying earlier. Comment below and tell us some feedback on what you think, and also subscribe to the channel so that YouTube will always let you know when the new videos come along, and also share with your friends and family. Tell them all about the Mondo Farms channel, which is telling a unique and compelling Zambian farming enterprise story that we've been telling for so long. My name is Shisha Folatia, and I want to thank you very much for coming by and spending some time with us. I'll see you soon here on the Mondo Farms channel. You take care. Bye-bye.